Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention?
So, fully warmed up. It's almost about 250 degrees. I usually run my tractor at 1500 RPM with the auto throttle on. It's vibrating a little bit. I'd probably get a different mount than this that it's like a black plastic housing. I'll link in the description. I think I'd like it better than this. That little arm makes it wiggle and vibrate too much. And you'll see it start revving up as I give it gas. Come back down, the exhaust goes back down. Alright, so now we need to put the tractor under the load in high gear, try to make it work as hard as possible, and then we can read what the exhaust is and we can get our maximum exhaust while it's stock before I turn it up. And to do that, ideally you'd have like a bush hog or something. I don't have a bush hog, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in high gear, get the bucket full of dirt where it's loaded down, put the scrape blade around backwards, and we're going to be in high gear. And I'm just going to run it for a few minutes, 5-10 minutes, whatever, until the exhaust temp maxes out. So that was in high gear. You seen I had so much of a load in high that it was bogging down to where it wouldn't move. The highest I saw was 700. So with a big old bucket of dirt in there loaded down in high gear, pulling a decent amount of dirt behind it, highest we saw on the exhaust gas temps was 700. Okay, so next test. coming up through here in high gear. So I've already tried this multiple times in high gear on my tractor. It won't do it. It putters out about right here. So this angle is about 12 degrees. What I'm going to do is put the tractor in high gear, revved up as high as possible, start down there and get a run and go and see how high I can make it up this. It usually stops about right here in high gear. And then after we turn the fuel up, we'll try it again and see if we can make it to the top of this. All right, so front tire right at my culvert, and I'm going to be trying to get up that hill right there in high gear. Rev it up all the way, and let's see how far we make it.
And I've got to say, in all honesty, it's the biggest piece of dog shit.
Okay, got the parking brake on, barely. And like I said, I've tried this multiple times. That's as high as it'll go. That's actually further than I've been in the past. It pretty much stalls out there towards the top. Okay, one more test I want to do. Into my driveway, it's a slight incline all the way up here. I'm going to do like a 0 to 60, but not really 0 to 60. See how long it takes from the very bottom to all the way to the top, and see how fast I can get in high gear and how long it takes. And then after we tune it, we'll try it again, see if it gets up here any quicker or the top speed's any faster. Okay, we're trying to make it to that first tree up the driveway. Front tire's in line with that. Rev it up all the way and see how long it takes. High gear. There. Oh, I'll tell you what, we're getting fancy now, fellers. So we got a crane scale hooked to a tree. What we're doing is testing the pulling power. We'll test it at 1,000 RPM, 2,000 RPM, and 3,000 RPM in low and high. And we'll record how many pounds this thing can pull. This is 3,000 kilogram, which is 6,600 pounds. Hopefully, I don't think we'll max it out. We'll find out. Okay, I got the crane scale set to peak. And I'm going to start out in high gear at 1,000 RPMs. Then we'll try at 2,000 RPMs and 3,000. Then we'll swap to low at 1,000, 2,000, and 3,000. High gear, 1,000 RPMs. Now we'll go to 2,000 RPM. Now 2,000 RPM. Now 3,000 RPM. 396. All right, now we're gonna go to low gear at 1,000 RPM, 2,000 RPM, and 3,000 RPM. 1,000 RPM. 2,000 RPM. 1,938. Alright, so what I'm doing, got this really long gravel driveway, probably about a third of a mile. It's all uphill. And what I'm doing is putting it wide open throttle, going to the very top, and I'm paying attention to this. In stock form, it got up to about 900. I've turned it up twice. Each time I'm turning it up half a turn. So now the highest I've seen so far is almost 1,000, and it seems to be pulling this hill a little bit better. So I'm gonna turn it up another half turn and go back up through here and I'll record it. So wide open throttle, all the way up the hill in high gear, and we'll see how hot it gets. That's a long upwards hill. It was about 900 to 950 stock. We almost hit 1,100 this last time, so I think I'm gonna turn it up one half turn more. I don't really want to go past 1,200, and even at 1,200, I wouldn't want to run it consistently at 1,200. So turn it up just a little bit more and try to stay under that around 1,200 or 1,200 degrees range. So it's pretty easy. Get your 8mm. Break your jam nut loose. Turn it out another half turn. Right there. Tighten your jam nut back up. And get tested again. We were seeing about 950, 900, 950 stock. We've turned it up 1.5 turns, and that last time you saw it blowing black smoke just a little bit, and it touched 1100 degrees. So I'm going to turn it back down a quarter of a turn. Honestly, I think I could leave it right here, probably just as is, and it's fine, blowing just a little bit of black smoke. But I'm going to turn it back down just about a quarter of a turn, and it looks like 1100 degrees from 900 to 950. So we picked up around 150 degrees on the exhaust gas temps from 950 to 1100. So that's probably about what I was thinking. So I'm going to turn it quarter of a turn back down and try it one more time, and I'm going to look for that black smoke. But it definitely seems to be pulling this hill a lot better, and I'm happy that it's not getting above 1200. So just quarter of a turn there, tighten the jam nut back up, and hopefully call that a day. And then we'll go back and test it on that crane scale and my driveway and everything, and easy as that. Alright, this will be the last run. It shouldn't smoke, and if it does, it'll just be just a touch, and it shouldn't get over 1100. Now that we got it set where we want it, I am not going to put the new cap on. It's too aggravating to take off. If I ever want to take the shims out of the injection pump, I don't want to have to cut that back off again. If you guys want an easy way to cap this off, I got some rubber plugs I'm getting ready to show you. But if you're worried about warranty work or scared that the dealer may give you some hassle if you cut the cap off, I will link this new cap straight from Kioti and the Kioti black spray paint. If you turn the fuel up and you want to keep it factory looking, you can spray paint that cap black and just slide it back on, and no one will know the difference. But what I have are these little rubber plugs, and I just cut the end off of one plus another one, and we'll be putting our cap back on and sliding these rubber plugs over that right there to protect it from water and everything. That is what it looks like after I just cut the ends off of two caps and slid. So there's the first cap, little cap right there, and the third one on there, and that will keep all the debris and everything off that screw. And if I ever want to adjust it or monkey with it in the future, just slide those rubber caps off, and I don't have to cut that metal cap off. So that's how I have the cap covered. I've got these links in the description. Here is our high gear test again. We got the front bucket loaded full of dirt. We are going to drop the back blade, and got the 360 camera here, and we're going to drag the blade around. And last time in high gear, it got stuck down there or it wouldn't physically move, and I think about right here. And the highest exhaust gas temps we've seen was 700. So let's see if it does any better. Okay, so last time we were out here, we got stuck and it just wouldn't move. The engine was kind of stalling out and we got up to about 700 degrees. Let's see what happens this time. So it got stuck again, and you can see whenever I floored it here, the temp started climbing up to 800 or so. I bet if I would have sit there and held it, it probably went up to 1100 or so like we were at on the driveway. So when you get stuck, the engine's not necessarily bogging down now. It's the hydraulic relief valve releasing, and while it's under that heavy load, you know, the exhaust is going to start climbing. But it is pulling better. The hydraulic relief valve is the limiting factor now, not the engine. Alright, driveway test. Front tires right at the culvert. Got the 360 camera up there. Let's see if it'll go up this hill now at wide open throttle. Gear 1000 RPM. High gear 2000 RPM. High gear 3000 RPM. The engine didn't die that time. Low gear, 1000 RPM. Low gear, 2000 RPM. Low gear, 3000 RPM. Come here, buddy. All right, there it is, turned up. Pretty happy with it. First impressions, Low gear doesn't have a whole lot more power. High gear is where it really helped, and that's where I really needed the help with the extra power. It was just way too underpowered in high gear. I mean, it's 25 horsepower, and with the backhoe on it, it weighs like almost 5,000 pounds with loaded tires, like 4,500. So it's a little bit underpowered for the weight of it. Turning up the fuel really helped it in high gear. So let's go over the data. But before we go over the data, let's get rid of the Bronco hat. Put on the old Kioti hat. There we go. Talking about the driveway, how long it took to get up the driveway. In stock form, 0 to 5 mile an hour took 4.59 seconds. After we tuned it, it's 3.55 seconds. So about a second quicker, 0 to 5. In stock form, 0 to 10, never even got up to 10 mile an hour. So after I turned it up, 0 to 10 was 9.28 seconds. And the max mile an hour up the driveway, stock form, was 9.07 miles per hour. After I tuned it, it's 12.81 miles per hour. Time, the total time it took to get up the driveway in stock form, 19.6 seconds. After I turned it up, 12.81. So we gained, or actually, it was about 7 seconds quicker, and you can definitely tell it driving it. Now, on to the pulling power. Stock versus tuned. So high gear, 1,000 RPMs. We went from 342 pounds of pulling force, 342 to 478. 2,000 RPMs, we went from 344 to 526. 3,000 RPMs, we went from 396 to 612 pounds of pulling force in high. So in high gear is where it really helped turn the fuel up on the tractor. Now, when I first started driving it around, it felt like I said, the clutch was slipping. It don't have a clutch. Well, it does have a clutch, but you know what I'm talking about. Like the engine wasn't bogging down. It felt like something else was slipping, and I thought it may be the hydraulic pressure relief valve that we're bumping up against the limits of, and that's what it turned out to be. Now the engine isn't dying. We're just blowing past the hydraulic relief valve on our hydraulics. So turning the fuel up anymore wouldn't help us any on our hydraulics. You know, turning the more power up, you'd still get more power on the PTO. It's directly driven by the engine. But if we wanted more pulling power, we would have to go in there and turn the pressure relief valve up. And you know, I may do that in the future, and I may pull the shims off of the injection pump and turn it up even further in the future. I'll just see how it goes for now. Low gear. Low gear at 1,000 RPMs, stock was 1792, and after I turned it up, 1540. So I lost some power at 1,000 RPM, but really I didn't. I think I just had it, I gave it too much gas before the hydraulic relief valve hit. I just gave it too much gas and it died. So just throw those numbers out. I mean, nobody operates their tractor at 1,000 RPMs anyways. So 2,000 RPMs, we went from 1794 to 1810. So just a very marginal increase, and we see a very marginal increase at 3,000 RPMs as well. We went from 1938 to 2002, and so what that tells me is in stock form in low gear, you're pretty much getting the full power of the hydraulics and everything in low gear stock form. In stock form, the engine is not holding you back in low. High gear it is, and anything you hook to the PTO that powers, you're definitely going to benefit from turning it up. So overall, yeah, easy to do. Yeah, it's a little aggravating to do, but definitely worth it. It's a little bit time consuming, cheap. All you need is a Dremel tool and a couple cutoff wheels and a little bit of patience and time, and turn it up, and makes it a lot stronger of a tractor. So there you go.